Welcome to our Digital Marketing Made Simple webinar. I'm Dan Perez and I'm here with Sonia De Jesus. And for the next 30 minutes, we're going to share tips, ideas, and tools to help you achieve your digital marketing goals. Before we dive in, let's just say we've seen the digital landscape evolve firsthand and we're excited to share what truly works. Sonia, could you just share some insights into your background?
Sure. First, let me just say hello and thank you for joining us today. I'm Sonia, and I need to let you know I've been with Metro for over 25 years now, and many of you may already know me from either calls or emails throughout those years. I'm excited to be here. Before we get started, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat because at the end, Dan will be taking your questions. All right, Dan, I'm ready to get started if you are.
Yeah, just a little bit about me. I started as a spec artist and then transitioned to online director right when newspapers were first going online. So I understand what every one of you have gone through. I've experienced it too. So I've been with Metro for 17 years and I live by the motto, learn something new every day. And that's exactly what we'll do today. So let's get started. There's just our pictures. So what is digital marketing? It's about leveraging the power of the internet to connect with your potential customers with websites, online reviews, search engines, online advertising, and social media. This is what we'll be exploring today to show you how they can work together to grow your client's business. Let's talk about mobile. This statistic, 62%, isn't just a number, it's a wake-up call to all of you. Over half of all online traffic originates from mobile devices. If your digital marketing strategy isn't mobile first, you're potentially missing out on a huge portion of your audience. In today's online business, a professional business website is crucial. It's your digital handshake. Establishing credibility builds trust from the very first click. Think about this. 76% of potential customers are researching your business online before they visit you in person. If your business is not informative, user-friendly, or professional, you're probably losing out on a significant amount of foot traffic. 45%, that's the potential increase in foot traffic when you have a strong online presence. Don't leave those customers on the table. Here's an example of a first impression gone wrong. Now, this is actually something that my wife and I went through. So we heard amazing things about a local restaurant, and you can see it on the left-hand side here. This is actually their website. We weren't too impressed when we saw the website, so we actually drove by in front of the location. And as you can see, there's a beer logo in the front, as well as a Rutgers sign. And hey, I'm a big Rutgers fan, more of a Penn State fan, but we felt like it was a bar and we actually just drove away. And then my wife actually finally took a trusted endorsement. Her hairstylist, she said, we have to get in there. So we did. And yes, it did have a bar, but it also had a warm and inviting dining area. So again, you would not know any of this by looking at their website. And that's why it's important to have a good website with photos like this. These are some photos that I've taken, and in fact, my wife actually said that the salmon there was the best she's ever had. Now, how do we resolve some of this just starting off without a business? Let's just say a business website, that is. Let's just say Google reviews is a big help for all of this. So 44% of consumers feel that positive Google reviews help them trust a business more. This is important. So one thing I would like all of you to start practicing is help local businesses by posting a review. It is crucial that these businesses have reviews, and not only reviews, but good reviews. So all of you can just take part in at least doing one review for a local restaurant, a local business. That would be huge. That helps the digital footprint out there with any search engines. Businesses do appreciate it. I do get remarks back every time I do a review, thanking me for helping them out. And I'm sure these businesses know who you are when you post a review. So that's really going to, help you guys out, be a little bit more credible with them, as well as become more of a friend to them. So there's another part of Google reviews, and that's Google Maps. And Google Maps is an app that you can download for your phone. And on Google Maps, there's an area called Explore. So that's on the bottom left of Google Maps. And for those of you that don't know what Google Explore is, it's a way to discover local area events, places to go, things to do if you're in the area when you're traveling or even in your local area. So that's ways that my wife and I always try to find new restaurants. On the left is just an example of how I've posted a review for a local restaurant that just opened. It actually was a review that I posted 4 days ago, and it's already showing up top for anyone that's doing an explore in the local area. So what that means is because I'm so highly ranked, it will show my reviews pretty high up there on the Explorer. And that's how I have gotten a lot of these views. Now, just some best practices that I would recommend if you are doing these Google reviews. I would first start off taking a photo of the outside front view of the location. So as you can see here on the bottom left-hand corner, this was a photo that I actually took in Philadelphia of an Olive Garden. And unfortunately, that car was there when I took the photo. I should have actually uploaded it with AI, but it's there and it still got 10 million views. And that was just 5 years ago. That's one of the highest photo views I've gotten. Another best practice is when you take photos, don't have people in them. And it's just because Google's just, I'm assuming that it's just by privacy, they don't want to have photos with people in it. And then also I would highly recommend, which all of you should already know, is take close-up photos of food or products. So another example is we were looking for engagement cards for a family member, and we couldn't find it at the local, big box stores. So we actually went to this small little tiny card store and ended up finding a ton of engagement cards there. We would have never known it, and we just happened to stop there. And of course, I start taking some pictures and letting everyone know that, hey, this place actually is a great place to get these cards. And not only that, they were 50% off, which we all know cards are expensive. So the next part is digital news, readership, and advertising. So again, that should involve most of us here in the webinar. 86% do get news from a computer, smartphone, or tablet. And 23% of those prefer news websites as a source for news. So again, that's a really good news for us. I believe 18% is the number for social media. So you guys still have the edge here with people preferring you guys for news. Now, how do we make money with all of this? So advertising online with web and mobile ads is one way. So Sonia, take it away.
Sure. Thank you. I'm just going to take a minute to review some of the digital solutions that you have available to you through Metro. First is our print with web and mobile ads. Every week, we create new content. Every print ad includes 3 websites options, making it easy to present a multi-platform marketing campaign for your advertisers. You can take it a step further with the My Ad Wizard by easily customizing your ad in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is you add your advertiser's information. Step 2, you select your spec ad. And step 3, presto, your ad is done. Ads on demand. You can submit a request and get professionally designed print, web, and mobile ads overnight. And before I go, I just want to let you know that if there was ever an advertiser that you go on the Metro site and you cannot find an ad for, please give us a call and say, hey, I was looking for an ad for a butcher and I couldn't find it. And customer service will make sure to have that available to you. Dan?
Yep. So there are also other ways that you can sell advertising online. And I think all of you know this word, native advertising. So one way that you can do native advertising, and again, for those of you who do not know what native advertising is, it's just basically using content that's produced by the newspaper and selling advertising into that content. So we have one way is through community features. So obviously a best of the best is a great way to post online with advertisers on there. Also, I love the day in a life. I think day in a lives really can go far now with online where you can show videos. You can do a lot more of a documentary online for that. and of course, video highlights. So you can do highlight videos of interviews. And again, one thing I would highly recommend is if you're doing any video, don't worry about the quality. I think everyone is looking for the content. And I think TikTok has proven that they're looking for content versus the quality. And of course, if you can do quality, go right ahead. Another part is interactive elements. So sponsored downloads. So if you have coloring pages, things like that, that you can actually download with a sponsor on there, that's another way that you can sell online advertising, as well as contests. I think we all know how well those contests do work online.
Hi.
Sonia?
Are you using Metro's editorial content online? If you're not, I want to let you know that Metro's copyright free articles and the coloring pages and so much more are examples of content that can be posted on your websites. Best of all, everything is fully approved to be used online. Without any copyright concerns, you can publish them with confidence. These are wonderful examples of ideas to engage your audience. And I like the prompt check and checklist. You know, parents and teachers love these, and they create prime sponsorship opportunities for your local advertisers.
Okay, so this is my friend QR code. So as you can see, there's a QR code on the right-hand side with a dinosaur, and I'll explain why you're seeing that dinosaur. But first, if everyone has a mobile phone, try scanning this QR code. It's actually a plug towards what we're going to show you towards the end of this presentation, and you'll get to see what you can actually do on a phone. So again, QR codes, what they are is a great way to bridging print and online digital. So content extensions, a great way of using QR codes is if you have print special sections and you would like to take them to an online special section. Again, as I mentioned before, video interviews are a great way to expand what you're doing with print. So for example, if you have a article in your newspaper, you can easily say, learn more about, or actually see how this all came about, or a little bit more of a interview documentary that you can do and post it on your website that can be scanned through the QR code for someone to see it on their phone. And then of course, photo galleries. So another way of using QR codes is promoting it to your clients to use as coupons and discounts. So another real world example that I'd like to share is, I went to a Mavis Tire, a local Mavis Tire, and they actually said, if I scan their QR code and I post a Google review for them, they'll take 20% off of my total bill. So I think that's a fantastic way for any of your clients to actually start growing their reviews online. At the same time, the customer gets pretty happy that they get 20% off just for, letting them express themselves and say how well of a job that the business did. And then, of course, that's how you would get posting a review. You can also create QR codes for direct reviews on Google. So that's something else that you may want to explore. So again, asking restaurants to create a QR code that they will place, on the table, please scan and give us a good review. That's another way that you can use QR codes. So if you don't know how to create a QR code, or you're using a QR code generator and you're not so trustworthy of that generator, and here's one reason why you really have to be careful with who you use and what you use as a generator. And the reason for that is, let's just remember a QR code is the middleman between that print product to the online. So you don't know if someone's tracking that information or they're going to redirect you in the future to another site. So again, you really want to be careful about who you use when generating QR codes. So one tip I'll give all of you here is that I generally like to use Chrome, the Chrome browser, because it will generate a QR code for you. And again, that QR code that you saw in the beginning of the slides that had a little dinosaur on there, that was actually generated through Chrome. So the way you would generate that QR code is that there's 3 dots on the top right-hand corner of the site. And if you scroll down on that, when you click on it, there's an area that says cast, save, and share. And then you would click the create QR code. So that actually would generate the QR code for you as an image so that you can share it to production and then place it in a print. Again, you will get that little dinosaur in the middle, but hey, at least it's trustworthy. So that the next part here is social media, and it's beyond just Facebook. So one thing I'd like all of you to do is, again, remind your local businesses that there are limitations of relying solely on Facebook page. Let's not forget that there are now admins in these the Facebook page groups. And so those admins are now saying, hey, I don't want businesses promoting themselves, or maybe just once a month that you can promote yourselves. So again, they are limiting themselves by doing that. And I'm not saying not to use social media. I'm just saying use it wisely. So one way to use it wisely is to use it as a traffic driver to websites. And how do you do that? So what I recommend is, if you have a website and you have links on that website, so let's just say you create a blog, and on that blog you have additional information about your business, you have suggestions, ideas, you can share that link on social media and drive people back to your webpage so that they can see more of what you're doing on your website instead of just posting just text. So another way of using social media is actually creating short form highlight videos. So that's another thing that obviously everyone has seen growing. TikTok has totally taken over on this. But again, Facebook is another way that you can actually start creating these videos and posting them online. So, like if you're a realtor, you can actually, instead of just showing a picture of the home inside out, you can actually create a video, a highlight video of a walkthrough of the home. So that, again, is a short form video. And then also, instead of just writing text in social media, why not create image tiles? So those are those images that you see within a post. And then here, Sonia, take it away with these social media tiles that Metro offers.
Our social media tiles are simple and easy to use. I'm going to say that again. Our social media tools are easy and they're simple to use. And the reason I want to make sure that I drive that message home is because the designs are always new and engaging. So your team doesn't have to think about the design or what are we going to say or what's going to be that impactful image. We're doing all the work for you. The Mother's Day image that you have Dan there and the self-promotion example are great examples to show you some of the options that you have available to you. This makes it easy for your teams to post and share messaging. And they're great. They're beautiful. Dan?
Now, Metro also has what's called marketing e-cards. So what are marketing e-cards? So they're easy ways for you to create an e-card online using Metro images. So what you're seeing here on the left-hand side for the Mother's Day, we automatically pre-fill all this information for you, all the development part. All you're doing is basically entering your contact information, as well as putting a little blurb as what you're seeing here on the right-hand side, and it will generate this e-card for you. So what do I mean by generating? It will create the coding behind the scenes that you then copy and you paste it into the body of your email, and it will send this style that you're seeing on the right-hand side to whoever your customer is. And the reason why you would do this is because it just looks a lot more professional. It looks a lot more engaging for your audience. And again, we offer so many different styles, as well as for events such as Mother's Day, Father's Day, and also self-promotion. So again, I'd highly recommend that you start checking out our marketing e-cards. And as a subscriber, you get this part of your package. Another area that Metro has created to help everyone build special sections online is our theme websites and directories. So on the left-hand side here, you can see this was our Brides Today this year that we've created, and it's a great way to increase traffic to your website as well as expand online revenue. So we do have directories, and we have ad directories where you can sell tile ads on there, and that can link to an advertiser website. And what you're seeing on the right-hand side is the print component to these theme sections. So everything that we have on content that we provide inside these sections are both available in both online and print. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen our new redesign of Metro's website. Part of our redesign of Metro website is what's called a mega menu. Now, that mega menu will steer you directly towards a search of results. So it does help you find things much easier. And because this is about digital marketing, I wanted to highlight that we do have a tab on this mega menu that says digital, and there you'll find quick links to everything that we just went through in this presentation. So drum roll, please. We are now introducing our CMS Bot. So this is Metro's digital marketing game changer. And why do we say that? Because we've created a new way for you to offer professional business websites as well as digital advertising all in our platform that we've created. So I was going to show some slides, but instead of showing slides, what I'd like to rather do is show you a live presentation of how these business websites do work. So I'm going to switch over now to our website. So hopefully everyone's able to see the website here. This is CMS Bot. Again, this is a product of Metro. We've developed this to try to make it very simple for publications, media companies to build out websites without needing a developer, as well as even a designer so much to create parts. But you will have a designer in the end that you can, update it with images that you choose to upload to these sites. So without further ado, I'm going to actually create one of these sites in front here live, and it shouldn't take us more than a minute to actually create a site. So you first click a try it now button. I'm going to show this verification code, and this verification, as you can see, I'm not logging in. I'm not using a credit card, as well as there's no cost for me to do a 3-day trial. Now, if you're part of our partnership with these digital marketing websites, you will have access to the same link that you just saw here, with the exception that it actually will count to your website builder, meaning that it will know that it was created on your website. It is your client. You build them out. You also have the ability of changing how many days the trial will last. So it doesn't have to be 3 days. We like things fast, so we said 3 days. But you can give them a week for them to try it out. And again, the trial is actually the full-blown website builder, as well as the back-end system, and also the ad builder that we have all built into here. So all I do is enter my verification code, and the site starts building its way through. So now this is just a teaser, but we are working on a contest website that's very similar to the way this business website setup is. So that will be coming soon. We're hoping that at least by the third quarter, we'll have those live. But let's go into a business website. So the first part of building a business website is actually just entering a business name. So here I'll just, again, you'll see that I focus a
Dan,
lot on food.
can I stop you for a little bit? Is there any
Sure.
you can make your screen a little bigger?
I can't make this part so much bigger.
Okay, gotcha. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. So again, business name, I'm just going to put Dan's Pizza Restaurant. And then, of course, I'm going to look. We have 24 different business categories here, and we will be adding more. Each one of these has been already pre-filled with photos, marketing content. So it does take us a little bit, but if you guys find anything that's missing here that you would like to be added here, we certainly can add that fairly quick. So I'm selecting restaurant, and this is pretty much the first step. The next part is choosing a color. So I'll just choose this maroon color here. And then the next part is choosing photos. So part of being a Metro subscriber is that you do have full back of Metro with 100% royalty copyright with each one of these photos. So everything that you're seeing here is part of the Metro library that you can actually just download straight from Metro, but we've actually put that all coordinated for you based on business categories so then you don't have to. But again, if you find something on Metro that you would like to add to the site, you certainly can do so. So now I'm going to select 3 photos that relate to my business restaurant that I'm doing here. I'll do that first. And again, it's an Italian restaurant. So let's just get some spaghetti and meatballs there. And then let's just say I don't find anything here that relates to my restaurant or business. I can just click here to reload more. So we do pre-populate this with a lot of photos. So as you keep clicking, click more, it's trying to find more photos that do relate to the business. So here's another photo of a pizza. I'll use that. And that's it. We've just completed our first website. So if any of you did use that QR code in the beginning when I presented the QR code, you could have done everything that I just did there on your mobile device, and you would get the same results. You'll also see that it is mobile responsive. So as you can see here, now that we've created the website, you do get this little guy bot that's going to tell you a little bit more about what we've created. So what we did was we've taken everything that you just submitted, and we've added a little bit of sample content so that it gets you up and running. And then, of course, if you ever want to change anything on the site, we do have a dashboard that I'll show you how that works as well. So now let's just see how the business website looks. So again, first impressions, as I mentioned, is everything. And I think that's what we're getting here is a great first impression. You'll notice that we have a type font here for Dan's Pizza Restaurant. I can actually change that in the backend system. We have some wording here that's a marketing headline promo that makes sense for a business restaurant, as well as we even have about information here, along with a photo gallery that's loading at the bottom. So all of this was just created in under a minute. And then, of course, like I said, you can change all of this through our backend system. So that backend system is our dashboard. So again, bot comes back onto the screen just to give you a little heads up of what you can do here. And it's telling you that you can add menu, coupons, events, as well as other things. So let's just jump right in. And we also put this little alert up here. So again, I just want to remind everyone that we've simplified the whole process. Everything that you're seeing behind, what you're seeing here, behind all of this, there's a lot of development that's made so that it looks as simple as it is. Because again, we're trying to create something that makes it simple for all of you to create a site, or your client can manage their own site. So either way, the point is that you would like to have a nice business website without spending time in development, or again, your clients don't want to spend the money as well. So you can modify menu and coupons. You can add that to your site. You can even put staff profiles. We even have a mail setup where anything that comes in through the contact will end up in your mail. And as I mentioned, you can change certain fonts, like for example, what you're seeing here. You can even upload a logo if you did have a logo for this website. But let's just say if I wanted to change a font, I could easily change that by looking anywhere at our 24 different variety of fonts that we have here for Google. So again, Dan's Pizza and Restaurant, and it changes the font on top. But you know what? I like how it was actually before, so I'll just go back to that. Also, you can change the color. As you can see, we have some color variations here. And now many of you will say, well, there's other colors I'd like to use. Well, there are reasons why we are using these colors. And one of them is because of Google SEO. And yes, Google is going down to the color of a website to start ranking sites by SEO. And I'll show you how that plays in part later. But again, if I want to change the color here, I could simply just click in orange and it will change the entire site to that color. But again, let's just go to a dark brown, and now we have that color. So going back to the dashboard, as you can see, this little bot stays there. It just tells you some information. It's telling me that on April 6th, we're going to be, our trial will end. So basically what will happen then is that the whole site will turn like a gray, like a little gray color, and then it will show whoever the contact newspaper was, their contact information, if that user would like to go live. So other parts to the site, you can change slides. You can even see analytics. So for example, while we were on this, obviously we only went to the homepage once, but it does show that we have one page view. So why do we have this? We've tried to simplify the best way for your customers to see analytics without sales reps having to generate reports through Google. So instead of running a report whenever your client calls, you can simply just say, hey, you got an analytic tool inside your website, go there and you can see right away. So again, this will play in part with if anyone runs an ad, they can actually see how much traffic they received that day. So again, it's not going to tell you exactly who went on your site, but you will see if there's been action on your site. And that's the whole point. And I think that's what businesses want to see. They want to make sure that their business website is working. So going back to the dashboard, here's the last part I'll go through. There's so many great things on the site, but I think this is one that does relate to all of us. So web ads. Web ads are difficult to create when you have to resize them and make them, but we've tried to create a new way for you to do that using these sites. So we're taking all the data that was actually inputted and you'll be able to create a web ad with that. So what I'll do is I'll show you in less than a minute how easy it is to create a web ad. So first you need a headline. So sticking with the bot theme, I'm going to go with a headline. Let's just see. Pasta La Vista deal. So again, Terminator was a bot, so let's just stay with that. I could change the font style. I'll just stay with the sans serif. And then I can also add a blurb. So here's the blurb. And you'll notice too, it does tell you how many characters are left. And there's reasons why we're doing all of this. And again, it's so that it's self-contained within the ad and it doesn't look awkward. It's a bit difficult to do something like this on the fly, but we were able to do it. And again, you can always have a designer later on modify it through Photoshop. We're going to choose to have a click here link. I'm going to have my address and phone number. And because it is a Pasta La Vista deal, I do want to show some pasta here. So I'll look in here. And again, you'll see these are, again, all Metro photos, and they are all copyright protected for you. So let's just use this spaghetti and meatball. And once I've selected it, and again, if you don't want to use any of Metro images, we also have seasonal images that you can promote, for example, Easter, or you can even upload your own image. But for now, let's just stick with the restaurant gallery that we've created and selected the meatball. And once I do that, I submit that. And what's happening right now is the site is going to take all the information that we just entered and create the web ads for you. So as how a designer would design, and again, as I mentioned in my experience, I started off as a spec artist, so I do have a little bit of knowledge on how designers work with how to create these ads. So one way that you create an ad is by selecting colors that relate to the photo that you see here. So I've been able to find the colors, the best colors of the photo, and actually create an ad based off of those colors. And you'll notice here, it's got everything based on the colors. We even have a color palette so you can see the range of colors that it chose. So these are different design styles that you can choose from. As you can see, you can select any of these as a web ad. And these actually will perform as a image. So you can download any of these ads by simply clicking the download button, and it will download it as an image. So again, just some examples. It's created 36 by us just putting that information. So going back to our site, I did mention that, let's just close off here. We have what's called created these sites in a certain template style. And so what that means is it basically will use the same layout for all businesses, but based on the images that you actually are seeing here, it will change the design of the site. So here's a barbershop website. It also has created a nail salon website. As you can see, they both look pretty different. Again, because it's utilizing different colors as well as a logo and different images, it does look like a different site. Here's a sample of a vineyard site.
Dan, now
Yes.
that we're out of creating the site, is there any way you can show these images a little bit bigger? The websites?
I don't, let's see. I can't right now unless if I show the entire desktop.
Okay, it's just, it shrunk, your screen shrunk down a little, that's all. That's okay.
Okay. So going back to these sites, you'll notice that they all, again, look different, even though they do have a different design style here. And again, one of the reasons why we do use this template is because we are creating these sites for Google to rank us much higher than just normal sites out there. And so I'll show you an example of one of the rankings. So as you can see here, this is what's called page speed insights. So what I would recommend for all of you, if you're trying to gain business with businesses that have websites and you feel like they're not good, you can actually run what's called a page speed insight. This is Google's way of testing out websites to see if they actually pass the benchmark of what they expect. So as you can see here, we've actually surpassed those marks. Once you see green, you know you're ready to go. So it's a very hard thing to do to get these numbers in green. As you can see here, it's an 84. And why is it an 84? As you remember, I mentioned before, Google looks at colors. And so this is an 84 only because the color is slightly off of what Google asked for as a color, and that's the reason why it's an 84. So we can modify that to try to get it a little bit higher. But for a design sake, I chose, hey, I do want the site to look good. And so that's the reason why we're not using a darker green for the site that's recommended here. So as I'm showing the site here, you'll notice it's called Honey Badger Landscaping. It's a website, and this website is actually a live website. This site was sold by the Daily Sentinel. I'll give you a little real world example of what happened here. So I did show Daily Sentinel, the product of the CMS bot. They went out on a Monday to show the site. The owner of this company actually built the entire site on their phone. And within a week, they were live on the site. They were able to update what they needed to on the site, as well as we were able to help them link their domain name to the site that you're seeing here. So again, that was the Honey Badger landscaping website. And again, kudos to the Daily Sentinel for selling that so quickly. And I believe they have a few more coming along the way. Going back to the presentation, let me just see if they'll allow me to switch back to that. One second. Here's just Rick Craig, who's publisher at the Daily Sentinel. This is his testimonial for us in regards to our CMS bot. And he says, we're seeing huge potential with CMS bot for boosting our digital sales. It's priced well, so we can make a good profit and add marketing bundles for our clients, so everyone wins. Rick, again, thank you for the testimonial, and I look forward to working with you more with creating more of these sites. So that's the end of the presentation. And Sonia, if you have any questions and comments, let's go.
Sure. We did. We got one question which you answered in the beginning. But while they're popping up, I'll start. The first one is, how do you drive the customer to your site? Do they have to go to the cmsbot.com and find you? Or do you get a website name like donnaspizza.com?
Sure. So what I would recommend is you don't have to actually purchase a domain name, but it is highly recommended that you do purchase a domain name so that you can link to that site or at least market that site with a domain name. So one way that it is linked, even when you don't have a domain name, every newspaper will get what's called a digital marketing website. Now, that digital marketing website is created solely for that newspaper as a way for them to market these sites. And on that site, you will have a page that's called samples or our clients, and it will link to that site. So again, that will build the SEO. But again, I do highly recommend that you do purchase a domain name, and we can help you link that domain name to your CMS Bot website.
Hey, Dan, we have another one. Can we use a custom URL that we have purchased for the business?
Yeah, and so that would be the same question pretty much as a domain name. So the custom URL is the domain name that you would link to the designated site that you've created. And again, we would help you if you purchase that domain name through Google, not Google, but GoDaddy. We would help you give you the information of what you need to do in order for you to do that. So again, it was very seamless for us to do that with Rick Craig's site, the Honey Badger site, where they already had a domain, they had a website, and we were able to give them the instructions on how to do that. And again, it's just basically just changing, copying and pasting two fields in the backend system.
Okay. Why is color such a big factor for Google recognizing your website?
So Google actually uses color as a way. So for example, as you can see here, when I'm typing questions and comments on the green background.
And we're seeing questions and comments. You just have to change your screen. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you see questions and comments, is that what you're seeing?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So I'm just using this as an example.
Okay.
So the words questions and comments are white letters on top of the green. So it's easy right now for us to see that. Google actually, for example, in this case, it thinks that that color's a little difficult to see, the green background versus the white, the contrast. So that's the big issue is contrast is what Google starts downgrading everything. If your contrast is not that good, and in this case, I think it is pretty good, but if it's not that good, it will start lowering your SEO, and which is the reason why you saw that number 83. So 83 is not bad. It's just you really want to be over 80, but anything lower than that, then it's basically because your site is not, the colors aren't contrasting right. And again, that's based on white versus whatever the background color is.
Okay. Who actually owns the website? Will it stay as a business website or does it go away if they move on from Metro or us?
Okay, so the website is hosted by Metro under the CMS Bot umbrella. So the sites will remain there, and that would go with any site that's actually being generated. So for example, if you did use another site such as a Wix, or if you did a GoDaddy, those sites cannot be moved. Those have to stay at the server. And again, it's only because those sites are actually created for that type of server. So again, the sites that we're creating, we've built a content management system to help you build the site and manage the site without having any development background.
Okay. Does Metro have the ability to serve the web ads to customers, or do we still need an alternative service for that?
So we do not serve ads. We just create the ads for you. And again, you can create the ads through the My Ad Wizard. Ads are basically images, so you do need an ad server if you're asking questions in regards to how the ads are being placed on a website. But again, we don't serve ads. We help create the ads.
Okay. We're getting a lot of these questions, Dan, so I'm just going to group it together as one.
Sure.
A lot of our subscribers are interested in pricing. What is the cost to set up the website, monthly fees? How much does the website cost? What is the hosting fee?
Sure.
So I don't know if you want to address
Yeah.
that. Okay.
That's pretty simple. So we are doing what's called an introductory offer right now. So I'd highly recommend so many of you to jump in. Metro is charging only $15 per active site. So what's that mean to you? That means you can go out and create as many of these sites as you'd like. You can present them. You can use them as spec websites, show them. There is no contract that you need to sign with Metro. There's no limitation of how many sites that you can purchase. You're basically just creating the sites. And if they activate the site, meaning that they choose to go forward, you choose what your market value would be for those sites. So we recommend that you do not surpass $50 per month. So again, we're charging 15, you can charge 50. And we don't charge you until you actually activate one of those sites. So again, you can start off charging 25, 30, 45, and you also have the ability of controlling how long the user has to test the site. But again, we charge only $15 per active site that you have activated. So the minute that you're selling and making money, we're going to charge you. And that's all. It's not being charged per site that's being created. It's per site that's activated.
Okay.
And I think another question in there was about the hosting. So that includes the hosting. So many of you know hosting generally can start anywhere between $20 to $25 per month. So $15 that we're charging is pretty low for a hosting of a site like this.
Thank you, Dan. Another question came in. Will the client have a feedback form on the website?
Yes. So what we've done is I could go live, but I'll show you. Well, I did mention it through the video. We do have a contact form on the site. Let me see if I can actually show it while we have here. It's really interesting. Actually, thanks to the Daily Sentinel. They required that for one of their clients that they've went live with. And what we did was we actually created a contact form. Now, it wasn't for the Honey Badger, but they are a beneficiary of this new form that we've added. So basically, all the sites have a contact area. And in that contact area, anyone can just put their name, their phone number, email, and message, and you enter that verification code. So what this will do is it will email the honeybadger@gmail.com that a message came through. It will show the entire message. And what's really nice about that setup is that you can then go into the back end of your dashboard. So Honey Badger would then have a dashboard like you're seeing here, and they would click on the mail here, and they can actually also have it there as an archive. So you will get notification here on the page when you log into your dashboard, how much mail haven't you read? And again, it doesn't tie into, for example, Gmail, where it's actually the mail of Gmail. So it doesn't know that you opened it in Gmail, but it's a great way for you to archive it. It's also another great way that you don't have to give out your email every single time. Everything's just being stacked in here, archived for you.
Dan, okay, here's another question. Can I create a spec site, test site that I can use to show clients or just use yours? I know that you mentioned this before, but maybe you want to recap that part with the partner and how that gets
Sure. So again, I still want to highlight the Daily Sentinel, what they did. So here's the Daily Sentinel. We've actually created, this is actually the marketing, the digital marketing website that we created for them. So everyone does get a digital marketing website out there. What this does is it will allow you to promote yourself. It tells you how it works. You can modify this. We actually pre-fill everything for you. You can modify it in any which way that you would like, but it will automatically have this information of how it works. You can enter in your hours. You can say what your advantage is. We also automatically will feed this into the site, meaning that it will automatically say what business categories are available. And then, as I mentioned, when a site is activated, it will automatically create what's called our clients tab. And then there will be a link there to the client website. So again, you're helping them to get traffic through this area. But this is more so that robots like the Google bot will actually click on the Daily Sentinel digital marketing site, and then they will travel through our clients and then link to that and then start feeding off the information that's inside this website that we've created here. So again, you do get this digital marketing website, and this is how you would start getting business or start selling websites. So when I click on Get Started, you'll notice that there's a partner number up top that will track that it's the Daily Sentinel who's creating this site. And you'll notice it's their information on the bottom, not ours. This is the contact as well as the name of the newspaper. And so anything that's created there, we even have a backend system that allows you to add sales reps to the site, meaning that each sales rep can have their own unique link. That way they can actually send that link out to a customer and say, hey, build your website. Now that customer builds their website, it will track it under that sales rep. So that sales rep will get credit that they sold it. So again, if you're doing anything of commission structure based on how many websites are being sold, you can track that through the backend system.
Dan,
questions?
yes, there's tons of them. Okay. So, and I just want to sort of pose them where they're coming in. And I didn't hear of any ongoing monthly cost per site, just the initial $15 per site cost. Am I correct that there is no additional cost beyond the $15 setup fee?
That is correct. There is no other cost. So this site that you're seeing here, this is Harvey County Now. This is Bruce, who's the marketing dude that runs this site. Again, this isn't their website. This is their digital marketing site that we've created for Harvey County Now. Again, this site is totally free. We actually create this for you because if you're not selling sites, we're not making money and you're not making money. So we need to work together in creating what's called a digital marketing website. So this website, again, is part of your partnership with Metro. And by the way, you do need to be a Metro subscriber in order for you to be a partner with us with the CMS Bot. Again, because that does protect you with the 100% copyright of each image that you're seeing here. And again, each image that you're seeing here is a Metro image. So you're not paying for a digital marketing website. We do give that to you free. You're not paying the $15 a month for that. The only thing that you are paying for is the actual activation of any of the sites Once the site is activated, not created, so I could create 100 of these websites to get started, go out there, show it to each one of those clients. If one only decides to say, hey, I want to go live, then you would activate it using this digital marketing website. The backend system allows you to activate it. And once it's activated, you then can bill out your client. And once we know that it's been activated, then we bill you that one time per month, $15. So you're only paying $15 to us. And again, we recommend anywhere between $25 to $50 per month for each one of these sites to be active and live.
And Dan, just to reiterate, it is just $15 monthly Metro fee that you're right. So they're being billed just $15 per month from Metro. And then they're handling the rest of the billing on their end with their advertisers.
That's correct. So we don't bill any of your advertisers. We do not communicate with your advertisers unless, of course, you need us to help you, get some wording out there about, if they have any questions in regards to the development or, linking the domain name and you want us to handle that for you, we can certainly do that. But again, we do not handle any of the billing of the advertisers. You would do that yourself. All we would do is we would send you one bill per month of how much you accumulated. So again, if there's two websites, you're only paying $30 a month for those two websites, and whatever you choose to charge, it's your billing department that would charge that client.
Dan, can you load a video on the homepage of the website to greet the customer?
So you cannot upload a video, but you can certainly have a video on the homepage. So in this example, we don't have one, but you can actually put a video on YouTube, and then that video can be added to the homepage of a site. So I'm always afraid to go live on YouTube and adding a video, but we can certainly do something like that on the sites. And again, those are things that make your site a lot more interactive. It also changes the look and feel of the site. But again, you can put different types of content on the site. So as you can see here, we have, this is the digital marketing website, but you can, let's just see the barbershop. You'll see that they have services on here. Sunrise Vineyard. Let me see if I could find one other sample here that we can show blogs on the homepage. So if I go to, I believe, let's just see, Center City Care. So here's something really interesting. Not only that we put these images that are great images from Metro that we've selected to post and relate to the business, we also give you features, editorial features that can be added into the site. So right now, you'll see it's highlighting the services of the Center City Care. And then you'll notice here that we have a latest blog. So that's actually a feature that's part of what Metro offers. So again, I believe that we were testing out some images. And the feature is all editorial content that Metro has written. And you can at any time modify any of these features where you can change the photo, you can change the content. And again, these are great ways to just add more and more content to your site, and it starts building up your SEO as well.
Okay. Wow, Dan, there's a lot. You ready?
I'm ready.
Where does
I don't lose my voice.
Where does Google Explore where does Google Explore get the local event data?
Okay, so Google Explore, again, those are all people who are posting reviews. So when I said that there's events on there, those are actually anything that you're posting as a review. Again, if there's a local band in the area, you can post a review that they're going to be there, and it will show up there if you do it right. But all the data that you're seeing on there is based on people posting those Google reviews. So again, if you have that Google Maps, I would highly suggest that you start looking at that and seeing, where does your client benchmark in that? Are they actually being seen, and why? And again, it does tend to steer towards higher ranked reviewers as well as well-ranked businesses.
Right.
And another thing with the Google reviews, what I would highly recommend is it's not just photos and reviews. They also accept video. So that's something else that you can do. And I've actually seen some of my videos go over 2 million in views. So again, Those are things that you can do to start helping local businesses. And I guarantee you they will see, and of course, if they have what's called ownership of the business with Google, then they will get notification that there was a review. And then once they see, hey, they connect the dots, hey, this is my sales rep. He's actually out there. He's giving a good word about my business. That's exactly what they want to see.
Okay. Dan, so is it $15 per month per client? If I have 10 clients, I'll be charged $150 monthly in addition to my Metro bill. That's fine. I just needed to know of the cost so I can adjust my client's bill accordingly.
Yes. So you will get a bill just for the CMS bot for the total. So again, 10 clients, 10 times 115 is 150. Yep, that's it.
Okay. We have helped. Okay. Wow, there's a lot here. Okay. So our clients can use the Metro editorial on their sites.
Client can use Metro editorial. Yes, absolutely. So the Metro editorial is part of your subscription package with Metro. So you can copy the content, paste it onto the site. But as I mentioned, some of these sites do actually give you editorial features. So for example, that's a really neat part of the backend system with the sites is that you actually can, for example, a restaurant will not have blogs. There's no reason for a restaurant to have a blog, but a mechanic will have a blog. And the reason for that is you can have information on there, when's a great time to do a checkup on a car, what's the normal for oil changes. We have features that we actually apply to those sites. We also have, let's go back.
And Dan, can I just cut you off? This
Yep,
is all Metro's images. These are all Metro's editorial. Like all the images that you're using to create these beautiful websites, all from Metro's website, right?
that's correct.
Okay. And that
So let's just see something. I just want to do one thing here. I'm trying to get back to this site. Okay, so I'll show you another example. This is a realtor website. So now this realtor website, obviously they have listings. They don't have food. So that's what you'll get in the backend system. You'll have a setup so that you can actually show listings. In this case, it actually even downloads flyers. You will get just like a realtor. Again, this is manual input. We're not feeding into anything. This isn't, we're not connecting to like a realtor.com to get that information. This is something that the realtor would just enter the information. They can upload as many video photos. They can post a video in here of the home, as well as a photo gallery. So this is all part of a realtor business category. So again, this is different than a restaurant. So a restaurant doesn't have listings on here. You'll notice also on the home page, it has a blog. So again, how to determine if the time is right to downsize. That's a Metro editorial, and you can modify that in any way in the backend system and make it your own, make it more local.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because someone did ask if they have to add a byline. So you just answered that question for them. Here's another good one. Can third-party plugins be used for the website? Example, a restaurant that wants an online ordering function or a hair salon that wants an appointment scheduler.
Sure. So a hair salon that wants an appointment scheduler, they can certainly link out. They could use the form to create the scheduling, just to submit the information. But what these sites do have, and let's see if I could just go back to my backend system for the site that I created.
And Dan, while you're looking that up, here's another one. Will the client go through us to update the website, or do they have access to sign on to Metro to change their website?
Sure. So let me just answer the first one so then I stay on track. So again, let's just say a lot of restaurants out there have reservation third-party apps, places. So again, everyone's a bit different on where they would link out to. But what these apps do is they give you a unique URL so that you can place on your website. So here's one that developers are going to hate me for because it's so easy to do. So let's just say if I wanted to put a reservations link on here, most development companies will charge you a pretty nice fee just to do that. It literally takes, a developer, I would say maybe, half an hour to an hour to do that. But with this system, you actually can do it pretty instantly. So let's just say I would like to put a reservation on here, and I have in our area we have what's called Toast. So I could click on Info and Design. I can then create go to links, and then I can type in reservations. So reservations. And in this case, you know what? I'll just link to Google to show you how well this works. But this is where you would actually add your URL. So what this does is it actually, when you click submit, it will add that to your top. And now you just created a tab link directly to that third party. So again, if I click on reservations, it takes me to Google. Obviously, that would take you to the reservation. So let's just say this hair salon had a appointment scheduler. You can, again, link to that third party so that it will go out to whoever does the scheduling. Now, what was the other question, Sonia?
Will the client go through us to update their website, or do they have access to sign on to Metro to change their website? That's a really good one.
So again, no one is going through Metro to update their website. They're going through your digital marketing website. Everything is promoted through your site. So when the site goes live, meaning it gets activated, the site will, so there's several things that happen. Once a site is actually deactivated or you've already passed the free trial period, your site will go gray and it will say, would you like to go live with this? Please contact. And it will contact, like I mentioned, it can contact the sales rep directly where it has the phone number of that sales rep because they use this certain link.
Dan, just to
Yep.
cut you off, when you say your site, just to be clear, it's not like the actual, not the newspaper site. It's the
Not the newspaper site. When I
advertiser.
say your site, I'm referring to the digital marketing site that we've created for you. Whatever information that you enter in there is what it will show and present when the site actually expires from the
Can
free
you show
trial.
that? Can you show that partner site for us so that
Again, the partner sites are the ones that I was showing you. Let's go back to the Harvey County now. So this is a partner site, and any information that you enter in here, such as your contact information, will appear as the gray information on the site. So when that happens, they can call you. It's basically just a robot showing some flowers and saying, hey, sorry to see you go. But you know what, you can actually go live if you contact us and we'll, and it says, whatever amount that you're charging. So right now, if you look at the back end, or if you saw when we were creating the site, it did give a $25 per month fee. That's what we use as our default, but at any time you can change that to be 35, 45. And again, we're not charging that. That's just part of the example. But you can charge that, and that's what they'll see. So when that site goes blank, so let's just see. I'm just trying to see if I can actually find this site. Yeah, I can't actually find it right now, but it will say the pricing as well as your free trial has expired. And then it will give the sales rep, if they use the unique URL that we've given to them, to contact that person, or if it just came from the site. So for example, if a sales rep did not sell this and someone clicked on this get started, it will just say that this was a referral from your website. So again, how do you promote this? You promote this on your newspaper website. So you can create a web ad the way I just created one with that, the Dan's Pizza, or you can create your own ad and then post it on your site. And you would link to this site that you're seeing here, the digital marketing site, and you would let them create their own site. So again, once that site does get activated, it does give a login. So you can either choose to create that for them, the login, or they can actually do it themselves. So it will just automatically appear if you activate them. So again, if you activate it, then you would go on the page and then you would see the login and then you could put your information there. So there is a benefit to updating someone's site. And one of the benefits is that you create that partnership with them, the connectivity. So for example, if they ever say, hey, can you, put that reservation link on the top of the page, you can go back to, hey, no problem, I'll do that for you at no charge, let's just say. And again, you saw how easy that was. It didn't really take that much time. And they think of you as the expert. And that's one thing I just want to get across with this presentation, is that we're trying to get you all to look like the experts that you are in the media industry. And we're trying to help you show that expertise by not only showing how to advertise, but also how to manage your websites to further market yourself digitally online.
Dan, there is a question that came here twice, and I sort of overlooked it. So I want to make sure that we go back to it. How would Dan's Pizza offer online ordering?
So again, if I offered online ordering, I'd probably use a third-party app, and I would just put over here the same thing as the link. So you do get, I believe, 2 links to add on there. So I would just say online ordering,
Okay.
and then I would link it to whatever third-party app, and it would go up here. So the reason why we're only showing 2 links is because, as you can see, the tabs are starting to pile up here. So if you start doing too many, then it's going to start just overlaying and going underneath. So there are some limitations, and again, the limitations are done so that your site just looks well.
Just making sure I'm going back up here. Okay. Someone wanted to know, can they order merchandise from the website?
So again, we do not do any what is it? We do not have any shopping set up here. You can actually put products with their pricing on there and then link out to purchase it, but we do not do any merchant services on the sites. And again, one of the reasons for that is, as you guys see, all of these businesses out there are, getting hacked. So anything with credit cards, we do not want any of that information on the website. What I would highly recommend is using someone like a PayPal to create the link and as well as the purchasing, and then we can link out to it for each product, and then that way someone can make a purchase that way. But again, we do not do any merchant services or host any videos on our site. One of the reasons why we don't host videos is because then that would require a lot more server space for you guys. And then we couldn't make this as affordable as we have it right now at the $15.
Dan, are you able to add tracking pixels for retargeting ads?
So tracking pixel would be if we were trying to track pages on the site, but we're not tracking ads on here. Unless if you're referring to an ad from a newspaper where someone goes onto the site and then it gets a track hit. So, I mean, we can figure out ways that we can put coding in the backend system so that it can track. So again, we could certainly look forward to that. Any suggestions or comments that you have seen with what we have right now? So that might be one that we can apply to the backend. So just so that you know, a lot of what you're seeing here are recommendations that we've seen with businesses, and we're always willing to expand what we have. There's a lot more coming. I have some great ideas that we're going to start adding to the backend system, just so that you're aware that there is a lot more. There's reasons why there's blank spots here, and it's because we have some great tools that are coming. I just can't mention them now because we are beta testing. But along with those tools, we also have the contests, which are going to be coming. So the contest, and it's going to look very similar to this, very easy to manage. And we're still thinking about what those prices might be for those contests. So can't give too much right now, but again, just keep that in mind.
Dan, does the site have a cookie disclaimer?
It does not have a cookie disclaimer. And one of the reasons why is the only cookie that actually is being used, it's actually just a temporary cookie. And that's when we're building out the site, but we're not collecting any cookies for people who are going on the site.
Okay. Here's another one. How do I ask this? I think I already asked it. We did that one. Okay. Oh, so what happens if a customer decides that they don't want to continue with the website?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it's really a great way for them to actually promote their business.
Does it go dark?
Huh?
That was the question. Does it go dark?
Well, basically you just deactivate it. That's all you would do is deactivate it, and that's the way it would be. We can actually, if you tell us, hey, this customer isn't thinking about ever coming back, we can certainly remove the entire site. but we will always have it deactivated so that we don't lose any of that SEO that was already built for the site. But yeah, again, a business should be able to, we've priced it at a way that you don't have to pay for the development of a website. We're pricing it so that a business could up and start running with something like this, and we've made it very affordable. So again, if a business doesn't want a site at the rate that we're offering it for, or the rate that you're offering it for, again, I would think that maybe they're out of business.
Thank you for that answer. Here's another great one. Is there a price list? We have a print ad already. Can we upload that and have AI generate web ads? I'm not sure if you covered the whole price.
Yeah, so we're not using AI. As much as we have a little bot on our site, we don't use AI. Everything that has been added to this site has been curated for you. We've modified images through AI, but we do not use AI in order for us to create what you're seeing here. So we're not using AI. Regarding AI, I think it's a great tool if you're using it as a way to enhance items. I don't think it's a great tool for replacing items. I still think there's a lot of issues there. But I do think it's a great tool if you would like to make things better. If you come up with marketing campaigns or marketing ideas or content, you can certainly run it through AI to create some wording for you. But again, we do not generate any AI. Regarding flyers, we will have, and again, I don't want to let anything out of the bag, but we will have something that will create a flyer for you based on a business category and a business name. So that is one of the tools that will be added soon to this site.
I'm a newspaper owner publisher and have been wanting to produce a separate website to promote us as a media and marketing business. This looks like a great way to do that and also try out the service you are offering. I didn't see marketing and media in your menu and wonder if that is coming soon. I also wondered what ongoing charges there would be for hosting.
So
Start.
there's, there's no hosting. So let's just say the $15 that Metro charges you, let's just say that's the hosting fee. That's it. We're not charging you for anything else. We're not charging you for development. We're just charging you that $15. So there's no hosting fee. It's just the $15 that we charge per month. Regarding the digital marketing, there is no listing for digital marketing as a business category because we create that partner site for you. So we don't want other people trying to create something that you guys are going to offer. So again, we will create that for you, and it is considered like a digital marketing site. You can add certainly more content to it if you'd like. I know the Daily Sentinel actually has created a PDF that shows a combination of web ads with this product where they offer a set amount of impressions. So those are things that you can do, and you can certainly go as far as you'd like with any of these digital marketing websites that we create for you. Again, you can add whatever content that you would like on there. We just pre-fill it out for you. So again, this is just another sample site as a digital marketing site. So we build this for you. There's no fee. There's no hosting charge. There's no contract in order for you to get this. If you want this, and I would highly recommend if you would like to get one of these quickly, I would suggest that you all visit the CMS Bot website. You click on the contact or the partner with us on the website and fill out this information because we are getting bombarded with suggestions or actually people who would like to have this partner site. So again, we create that for you. As soon as we get this information, I will contact you. I will walk you through on the partner site, how the backend works. We give you a login, and then it's pretty easy to roll. So again, Daily Sentinel, I believe I had a conversation with them on a Friday. On Monday, they're selling the site. It's either Friday or Monday, but it was the next day they went out, sold the site, and actually had their client build the site on their phone. And we were up and running within a week.
Dan, we have another question. How do we redirect the customer's domain to the CMS Bot site? Does the client have to access? Does the client have access to the DNS server?
So these are getting technical. I'm trying to keep it clean.
We can always answer that.
No. It's pretty simple. So that's actually what happened with the Honey Badger. They had a GoDaddy domain. There's what's called a DNS. So that's like your own unique address for a server. And so we give them that to update it on their back. So anyone that has a domain name, hopefully they're the owners of that domain name. And if they're the owners of that domain name, they can actually go in the backend system. It's very easy to do. You go to a certain part of that backend system, not our backend system, but GoDaddy's backend system, or whoever owns your domain name registrar. You would go in their backend system, and then you would update that DNS server with the CMS Bot DNS server that we will provide for you. So again, once that's done, it will link to the site. We actually even provide so that it has a SSL with it. So that does take about 24 hours to generate, sometimes even sooner. And we will help you link that. So you would tell us, hey, Dan, we have this one website. They have a domain name. What do we do next? So I give you the DNS information, the DNS server. You then apply that to the domain name while we're already telling our server, hey, once that domain name comes to us, we want it to point to this website. And that's it. And once those two start connecting, your site is live.
Dan, as a follow-up to the question you have just answered, you encourage the business to get a domain name. So there would be a hosting charge, not through you, but say through GoDaddy. If we don't get them a domain name, then Metro or you are the host.
So a domain, let's just make it clear, domain names are not hosts. Domain names is purchasing an address. That's all you're doing. So there's two things. There's a domain name and there's a web hosting. So, and then there's obviously the website. So let's just consider domain name is your car. Domain name is your address. The web hosting is your garage, and your website is the car. So we need an address of the garage. So that's what your domain name is. So that's something that you would purchase through GoDaddy. And I believe it's only $25 a year that you would buy that for. And you could probably get it even cheaper the first year. So that's one thing. And again, I would not advise any of you to purchase it for your client. Help them, walk them through. It's a very simple process, but that way their credit card gets billed every year for a renewal. You guys don't have to worry about that renewal. Let them worry and have that, automatically come out of their billing. So that's one fee that's always been out there, having, purchasing a domain name. Now, the garage is actually the web hosting. That's where we're keeping the website. So that car always has to be inside that garage, which is your website. So again, we need an address so that you know where that garage is, and then that's where we put the car. So again, we're not charging for domain names that you would purchase on your own, and you would link it to a site. So again, it's only $25 per year that you're asking your client to spend, and that's more for them to market. Where they're marketing it in print, they're marketing it as a part of their website. And again, it's a great way for them to start building their business and their digital footprint online.
And Dan, I think, can you let everyone know that these sites can actually be built on your phone? Like you can quickly go on there. That's how easy it is.
Yeah, so we had that QR code, or you can actually just go to cmsbot.com and then click the try it now button in the menu. And then you can actually just try it out and see how it works on your phone. So you can actually build one of these sites. Once it's built on your phone, what I would just do is copy the URL of where it was built. And then you can actually start modifying it more if you wanted to on your desktop. But everything that you do on your phone is the same thing on the desktop. And we've actually just made it fit on that phone so that it's pretty easy to manage.
And then someone did ask if you could please repost the QR code or the information about how to contact us regarding the CMS bot, how to get a advertiser's test site set up, all that good stuff.
Okay, so again, if you would like to try it out, just go to cmsbot.com and you can always try, click the button there for try it now. Or if you would like to become a partner, and again, I'd highly suggest that you submit that as soon as possible because we are getting inundated with partnerships here. Just fill out the form by simply clicking on our contact on cmsbot.com or clicking on the partner with us button on the homepage. Fill out the form, put your information in there, and then we will get back to you in regards to creating that partnership website. And let's just see if you would like to see that QR code. And again, I apologize that we're at almost an hour and a half. That's a long time. Let's just see if I could get that share link. So that is the QR code that you can scan right now, and that will allow you to build the website on your phone. And of course, let me just go down
Dan.
to, yeah, I'm just going to go down to the bottom so then you all have our contact us information. So if anyone does have any questions, you can contact client services, the Metro's client service team. It's 800-223-1600, or if you're outside of the US, the number is 212-947-5100, extension 253. You can also reach me via email, and my email address is dperez@metro-email.com.
And I just want to remind everyone there will be a recording of the webinar, a copy of the presentation. You'll have links there. So if you want to go in and request a password for yourself, update passwords for your teams. I know we covered a lot of the solutions that are part of your Metro subscription. Maybe you want to set up a refresher training with your team again. I would love to show them and take them through Metro and show them all the great things, especially the brand new redesigned website. So our email address is there, and anyone in customer service can do that. Bethany or Jackie or myself would love to take your team through the site and show them all the tools that we covered on this webinar. Oh, Dan, we have another question. Can Dan put his email address in the chat, please? Dan, put your email address in the chat.
Do I really have
Jeff.
to? Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh, you can send it privately.
No, there it goes.
Oh, everyone's giving you homework, Dan.
Yeah, I'll give them homework once they sign up.
Dan, that pasta alla vista was very clever. I like it. Wait, pasta alla vista. I love that. Okay, let me see here. If any other questions came up, I know we've been in here for a while. Does anyone have any other questions that you want Dan to answer? Or if I forgot one, there was we had a total of 30 questions come through. If I forgot, please just remind me and I will, let me see. I'll go through it really quickly. No, I think, I think we have our, oh, yeah, no, I think we're good. Oh, Jeff said he didn't get your email address.
Just say, okay. I thought I tricked everyone. No, I'm kidding. It just went to the host and panelist. Hold on. Just reminded myself. Hold on. Okay. I think everyone got that now.
Yes, and you have the QR code. Yes, you did.
Yeah, it was up before.
Okay. Yep, Jeff just got it. See here. Okay, so we gave them email. We covered the webinar follow-up email that's going to go out. Thank you, Helen. So if there's any other questions, we have maybe we'll stay on a little longer just in case if something pops up. If not,
Righty.
oh, Dan, here's another one. If a customer has a website through CMS Bot, is there a need to renew yearly, or does it stay live for years to come?
So the CMS Bot website will stay live. Well, again, if they're paying the newspaper, but it will remain on the server. If anything, we will just keep continually updating it so that it meets Google's standards and the SEO. But that also doesn't imply that if they do not renew their domain name. So for example, if their website has a domain name and they don't renew that, the website will still be there, but obviously the domain name will not be pointing to the website. but you will still have that long URL that would be. So again, consider Facebook. Everyone has a long URL for Facebook. It starts off with facebook.com. So consider this the same way where it starts off with the CMSbot.com. But again, I would highly recommend that everyone market themselves better, especially now that your clients will have a pretty nice site out there to start showing what they offer. So again, having a domain name pointing to the site and will help you get that all connected is probably the best way to go.
Hi, Katie. Let's see here. We have another question. Is $15 the introductory rate?
Yes.
I guess we're getting that a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them coming up like that.
Yeah, there's a big reason why everyone's saying $15, if that's right. It's correct. It's $15. It's an introductory price right now, meaning that we want to keep it at the 15, but I think, it might have to go up a little bit higher eventually, but not for those who are signing up right now. So that's why we are saying, we highly recommend that you enroll now. We have a lot of partner sites that we are going to start building. We certainly want you part of that, and we are sticking to the $15 right now so that you can go out there, begin selling, and experience what you can do for your clients. And not only that, you're also giving them leverage to promote themselves, let people know what they have to offer. One thing that, again, I don't know if you guys see it, but I'm very passionate about, all of this. And one thing I really stress is that, just like that restaurant that I went to and I almost did not go to. If I went by their website, I would have never been there, and they're losing a customer. And just so then we're going there at least twice a month, if not more. So again, they got a new client. They're great at what they do, but they might not be great at managing their websites, which is why we've given them a tool that will allow them to do that, or they can allow you to do it for them. And this creates that communication between you two in regards to a relationship with the advertiser, as well as they consider you the expertise in your field. So yes, $15 a month.
Thank you, Dan. Dan, is there anything else you want to highlight before we conclude the webinar?
No, that is all.
Okay. Well, does anyone have any other questions before Dan? Let me see here. Let me just make sure. I'm gonna check. No. Dan, thank you for letting me be a part of this great presentation. I've learned a lot. It was great, and I was so excited to be part of it. So thank you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us and spending your afternoon with us.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.